positives were having someone to hold me accountable. That was huge. But having someone tell you, well, you said you were gonna do this. Like, where's it at? Or what happened? Did you do it? Because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. Like, I haven't been pushed like that since like college. You know. It was good weeks and bad weeks, and you kind of showed me that yeah, some weeks are gonna be bad, but you can't give up because you had a bad week. The next week's gonna be good, you know, or it might be a little better, and then it's gonna get better. So it's like it's a roller coaster ride. You're down, you're up, you're down. When you're down, you think like that's it. It's always gonna be like this, but you always reminded me like there's gonna be another peak. You know, you just gotta stick through it and ride it out. What benefits, results did you gain from the sessions? One of my goals was to get physically fit, or like to get better, to lose weight. At first, I was trying to record how much weight I lost, and it wasn't working out because I was so obsessed with the number that I was beating myself up and completely feeling like shit when I didn't see any change in scale. Like, but what I liked is that I tried a bunch of different things. Like every week, you tell me, okay, what happened this week? What did you eat? What did you do? What kind of exercise? Like, were you really disciplined? And and this week I tried muscle milk, and I noticed that it wasn't working out for me, so I stopped and I switched it up. I changed my diet, and then I picked something that worked, and then it was just a trial and error process. So that helped a lot. Just realizing that you're not always gonna find the answer every time, man. Like you're just gonna have to keep trying to see what works for you specifically. Like if you see a diet out there, it's not gonna work for every human out there. Everyone has different genetics, body types, and so on and so forth. So not being afraid to like fail, but at least you tried something and learn from what didn't work and implement that knowledge into the next week and still keep pushing forward, you know, with that knowledge, and then that shit builds up as you go and you just get better and better. And then the workouts too. I started to I tried a bunch of different routines in the gym, and then when I stopped going to the gym because I cut out the membership, I started to really work out on my own at home and go out for runs. I think the running really helped me a lot. Like I started to run at night, and then I would switch it up to the mornings, and I built up my stamina that way. That's what I really liked. I built up my stamina, and then every other day I felt like I could go farther and like start sprinting and controlling my pace and all that stuff. So all my clothes started to like feel looser on me. So that was an awesome feeling. One of the other goals was to move out. You know, I was like scared shitless of moving out, but I knew that I had to do it. And going and seeing places on my lunch breaks, and it didn't work out, and I just felt like I was never gonna find a place. Uh, and eventually I did. I found a place. Moving out was gonna give me way more of a benefit than just like you know, being on my own. Like it taught me that I had to be like 100% responsible for all my actions when I was by myself. If I wanted stuff to happen, I had to make it happen. Like nobody was gonna come and intervene and say, "Hey, what do you want, Jeff?" Like I'll help you out and do it for you. It's like I'm on my own and I gotta do this shit on my own and make it work on my own or find a way. Another benefit was I felt like I was losing my passion for what I was doing, for animation, for graphic design, for illustration, for just art and design in general. Like I felt like I was losing my passion at work because it was just a bunch of projects that I hated. Like they didn't give you time to do like creative stuff. It was just like, oh, do a bunch of mediocre shit and bang it out really quick, like right now, and so much of that, like it just killed me from the inside. Like I had no want to like be creative, so I dreaded going to work every day. And just because I was getting paid good, I was like, well, I can't bitch now because I'm getting paid good. I worked my ass off to get to this point. Like, stop complaining. But you pushed me. You made me kind of like really question what's important in my life: a paycheck or following your dreams. Like, what is the reason you got into art and design in the first place? and you shouldn't compromise, especially when you realize that the whatever money you were getting, like, it wasn't making you happier. Um, so you shouldn't compromise a paycheck for feeling satisfied internally. I feel closer to my family. I mean, being able to like communicate with them more and really like hear them out and hear their problems. I feel like my personality has changed so much from just 6 months ago. I'm less in my head and more about taking action and doing things now. Like if I think about something, say, oh, it'd be cool if like I went hiking over here, and then automatically my mind starts to try to convince. It tries to convince me these are the reasons you shouldn't do it. So before you let your mind convince you, you stop and you do it. Like you just go out, grab your keys and start walking out the door. Maybe you didn't get the jogging shorts you wanted, maybe you didn't get the proper this, proper that, whatever, but taking action on the spot, and stop being in your head. I remember you said live in the present like 80% of the time and 10% in the future and 10% in the past or something like that. But the main point is live, take action in this moment. It's the most important part. Honestly, I can't say how much this program has helped me, and just like specifically you, because you're the one that I talked to, and you were super cool, man. We bonded over the Joe Rogan thing right away, and go back and forth on some Conor McGregor stuff, but it was super cool. Like you helped me a lot. I can't stress that enough. Would you recommend the sessions to others? And of course, I would recommend the session to others. Recommend this program to my brothers and my family members and everybody, because having someone hold you accountable like weekly, you can't replicate that. Having someone mentor you and like really ask you, hey, how come you felt like this, and like how did this week go compared to the other week, and you having to answer those questions. You never ask yourself those questions. Like you need someone else to come and ask you that. And when you start talking and going into your answer, you start to discover shit that you didn't even know about. That's where the true value comes from, At least that's how I felt. Having to give an explanation to someone why you're doing the things that you're doing, that's huge. Because then you find out the inner workings of your brain, and you start to understand why you do the things that you do, why you make the choices that you make, and how you can manipulate that and steer them to make you successful in whatever you want to do, Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate. You're super cool. I respect you a lot, because you're the type of dude who's gonna take action, and he's not gonna wait around for someone to change his situation. You're gonna make it yourself, and you're constantly being inspired and wanting to inspire others. And when you told me you went out to help other people in third world countries, like, you're really about that change. Like, some people talk about it, you're actually doing it. So I respect that a lot. I actually want to do that eventually, and I probably will. But thanks a lot, John. I really appreciate it, and hopefully, I'll talk to you soon. We'll link up down the line. I'm gonna get more counseling, and we're gonna continue this thing, So catch you later, man.